Carlton Town TV, sponsored by Aerocon. We're here at the Oval in Bedworth with the Carlton Town first team manager Mark Harvey, following today's 3-1 win for the Millers against Bedworth. Mark, you must be very pleased with coming here and winning for the first time ever in Carlton Town history. We've never won at this ground before.
Well, that's something I didn't know. I didn't know, but no.
Pleasing today?
Yeah, over the moon. Obviously, they're tricky games, these are, you know, and we've all been there before. You know, we're on a good run, we're doing well. You go to a team that are having a bit of a bad season at the minute, or you look you look at the results. They've only been beat by the odd goal. Yeah, I think there was only Anstey that scored that beat them by more than one goal. So to come here and put the performance in, and we got the lead early and made it too early as well, which settled everything down. You know, and there has been times in the past where after a good run, we'd come somewhere like this and lose. So we're over the moon with it, yeah. First
half in particular, I thought Carlton played really well. They've got an artificial pitch. They've relayed it from when we were last here a few years ago. And you must have been pleased with the way we played some lovely football and dominated the half in reality.
We did. We played some great football. The pitch, although it's a nice new 4G surface. Yeah. It could do with some water on it. The ball was sticking. So, but a couple of early passes pulled up short, but they got to grips with it. And yeah, I think we was well worth a 3-0 victory lead at half time. And the only disappointing thing is we didn't go on and get a couple more and help that goal difference out a little bit. But
the second half, until they scored with about 13-14 minutes to go, seemed certainly from a spectator's point of view to be a relatively flat affair, as if we knew we were going to win the game but we weren't pushing on. Was that how you saw it, or was that just how these games sometimes pan out?
I think it's how these games fare. You know, obviously they've gone in at half time with a bit of an eye in, 3-0 down, so they've come out with more purpose. They made a couple of substitutions. I thought the 17 who came on for him changed the game a lot. I thought he was a very, very good player, full of running and very fast.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think sometimes you have to give the credit to the opposition. Obviously, from our point of view, the game's virtually won at 3-0. From their point of view, they've got pride to play for, and they've come out and give it a go. So, you know, I'd put a lot on them as well. I think, you know, they came out determined to prove a point, which they did. That said, I think it was still comfortable until the referee got involved, and sort of made it a little bit more nervy.
Yeah, there was a bit of controversy about their goal. Lamin was certainly been fouled. Most of the people in the ground thought he'd been fouled. But the one who's important didn't.
Well, there's no controversy. It was a foul. You know, there is no controversy. It wasn't just, maybe a foul or maybe not a foul. It was a blatant foul. You know, to be fair to them, they dug out the managers. Everybody said, "How on earth has he not given that?" You know, he ends up booking us for complaining about it. But it's a foul. It's ridiculous. I don't understand how they cannot see that that's a foul. But you know what? It didn't do no damage. No. So you know, it's annoying that they score from it, but it didn't do no damage. We've seen the game out 3-1, so we're happy, and we'll just leave it at that.
There are a couple of moments in those last 10 minutes, because they've got a goal, that their impetus is up. We were relying on a couple of decent saves from Felix, but at the back, again, you've got a makeshift centre-half pairing. Liam had to go off injured in the first half, but Ewan Robson today, excellent performance.
Ewan's been superb, but you know, especially centre back. And you know, when I signed him in the summer and I spoke to him, he's like, "I can play centre back, but I don't really like doing." Yeah. But he's actually looking a very, very good centre back, and he's so cool and calm, even under pressure. So yeah, you know, I thought Ewan was magnificent. You know, you've got to look as well. You know, we've got makeshift centre halves. You know, we've got. You know, Trokey had to drop in at right back. I thought Trokey was having a great game in midfield, but we had to drop into right back because we were struggling. You know, in effect, that, you know, the midfield, we've got so many players out, it's crazy, and we still keep churning results out. So maybe we don't need a full strength side.
You brought in Jason Law this week, who older Carlton fans will remember from 10 years ago or so. How did that move come about, Mark?
Yeah, you know, I said a few weeks ago that we might have a signing, and it was Jason. So obviously Jason's had some personal issues, which has held him back for a couple of weeks. So that's why the deal's not gone through up to now. But yeah, I got tipped off that might be available, and spoke to him, and obviously he's had a few issues that he's had to sort out himself, yeah, and then he phoned up and said, right, I'm ready to come, so we got him in.
And it was great to see him back out there playing for Carlton Town today.
Yeah, and you know, it's another good player with good pedigree who will fit into the squad well, and it strengthens the squad, because the squad was in need of a boost as well. You know, so many players are. Obviously, we've lost a couple who decided to leave, and we keep picking injuries up all the time. I mean, Bates has done his shoulder today, so.
And so finally this Mark, we've now got a 10-day gap to our next game, having had Tuesday, Saturday for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Is that quite an opportune time to get a little gap and reset?
We need it. You know what? The players have run through brick walls for us. Every single one of them. You know, it's been so hard on them. You know, Niall Hilton's been feeling it. You know, he'd played every minute virtually of every game, including all pre-season, and he was feeling it as well. And there's one or two that just need a break. Especially with the squad being so thin with injuries as well. So yeah, it's just what we needed really. It would have been nice if Belprant had won, so we could have gone into the Saturday off top of the league. But yeah, that's Lee throwing a gauntlet down to us, isn't it?
Yeah. Shall we accept second place for now, Mark?
We'll take it for now. We'll take it for now. No. Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those. You know, fair play to anybody who's above us. If they keep winning, fair play to them, and we've just got to keep putting pressure on them and. Not slip up ourselves, haven't we? And over the last few games, we've done that. So,
Mark, Harvey, thank you ever so much, as always.
See ya.